Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to November's What Are You Playing 2024. I am Mike Albertin. Who's playing some games with me tonight?
It's Mario from Bias Gaming over here.
And it's Kyle/Chibi UFO from the Unidentified Flying Obsession podcast.
All right, and thank you guys for joining me for this month's What Are You Playing? And as I start these out every month, I don't have a lot to say, but I want to get my snapping out of the way quick. I'm starting to lose a little interest in Marvel Snap. It's starting. I still play every day. I still give them my tips every month, but I'm starting to lose a little interest, I can tell. So, even though the game's still great, I still have fun. We're currently in a Thor season, kinda. So we have, like, Gore the God Butcher is one of the characters that we get this month. The season pass card was Surtur, which is actually a pretty good card. So, there's some cool things. I mean, the week that you're hearing this, it comes out tomorrow. Fenrir's Wolf comes out, so we get a cool wolf card that resurrects the opponent's card that you destroy on your end. So it's gonna be some cool touches, I think, to the game.
Nice.
But I still play every day, still enjoy it. I'm just not as into it as much as I was, I feel like. Or I'm just too damn busy with everything else I'm doing for the podcast. One of those, but still play every day. They still get my money. Game's still good. Not much has changed this month. That's my Marvel Snap. And then I have other games, but I'll get to those. Mario, what is something you've been playing?
Well, the first thing I've been playing is actually the opposite of Snap. I've been playing Marvel Strike Force. And I actually just got back into it because I fell off of Snap, actually. And this season, they released the Battle World section of the game where now it's like you and your alliance do like mini raids with certain criteria of characters to build up to get to the next zone to eventually, I guess the whole end goal of it is to eventually fight Null and earn shards of Null.
Okay, that's cool.
And pretty much I've just been like gearing up the characters I currently have, like, again, certain ones that have to fit that criteria. But it sucks because you leveling up takes a long time the higher you get. So it gets a lot harder, and a lot harder also to not spend money to cheat a little bit. They get a little extra stars here and there, which, I mean, the deals aren't bad. I mean, I can basically get a brand new character if I want to with paying like $20 total to get like the entirety of the shards without actually paying the actual $50 amount to get the total all at once.
But it's hard to spend on a mobile game. Like, I feel stupid that I do it every month at this point, but so I get it.
I mean, it's hard not to, but then you're like, you know what? I shouldn't. So this time I won't, but maybe next time, maybe.
I get it completely. Like, I will not fault any. I mean, like, I think the right way to play a mobile game is not spend money on. But again, I'm not putting my money where my mouth is because I spend all the time. So, but I've gotten better. Yeah. And it's only Marvel Snap. I won't spend money. I play another mobile game that I'll talk about later, but I make sure I don't spend money on that.
Mm.
Kyle.
Well, I've been playing quite a few different games to really start things off and start at a good point. So, back in September, a fun little thing for me was I finally got to go on a vacation as an adult. I had never really been on vacation at all in my adult life, and finally, 34 years old, I got to go to Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington. I went to the Portland Retro Game Expo. And while there, I played some stuff on my various portable consoles. In fact, I actually, so I've been kind of on a Pokemon addiction lately. I don't know what kicked it off, but a really, really close friend of mine who is a fanatic of Pokemon. Like, the guy's like an encyclopedia of Pokemon. He's amazing. Anyways, he actually really inspired me to get back into playing some more Pokemon. So I think that might be one of the reasons why I got so hooked on Pokemon again. I discovered this really amazing Pokemon ROM hack. Yeah, for the original Pokemon Red and Blue for the original Game Boy, called Shin Pokemon, SHIN Pokemon. And what it is it's basically the same game. There's no differences in mapping, or there's no new Pokemon added or anything, but what it is a really cool collection of quality of life upgrades for the original games. And both versions of Shin Pokemon, whether they be Shin Pokemon Red or Blue, have a special thing now where you can collect literally all 150 Pokemon in each ROM hack. So you don't have to do any trades or anything like that. You can just, if you're playing on an emulator and you don't have the ability to, you don't know anybody who's also playing them via emulator, and you don't have a way to access to link different emulators, or or you're playing on original hardware or whatever way you're playing it, and you just don't have any people in your life that are playing original Pokemon Red and Blue on Game Boy. Now but you want to get all Pokemon. Now you can. You can just do it by yourself. So I played that, and I played that on vacation, and I got fucking hooked. And a couple of days into the vacation, and then coming home from vacation, I completed Pokemon Red and Blue. That was my first ever completion of Pokemon Red and Blue. That wasn't. My first time I beat it was actually when I was younger as a kid. But I didn't really play fair. I pretty much turned my Blastoise into a total monster, and I taught it moves like Hydro Pump and Body Slam. And my Blastoise became a fucking tank. Oh my god, I could dominate anybody with
the best
my
Pokemon.
Yeah. Anyways, so I decided to quote-unquote play a little bit more fair with this ROM hack, and I actually made a really cool team of some of my favorite Pokemon and some legit good attacker Pokemon, and I completed the entirety of Pokemon Red and Blue. I did a Shin Pokemon Red version, and yeah, I had a total blast playing the original Pokemon with all these cool quality of life upgrades, and it was awesome to hear the original Game Boy music and how good that soundtrack is. And so I wasn't done with Pokemon just after beating Shin Pokemon Red. I decided, I could go on another Pokemon adventure, so I fired up Pokemon Crystal. In fact, I played another ROM hack. This one has less quality of life upgrades because Pokemon Silver and Gold and Crystal already have really much better everything as for Gen 2 in general for the game. So I played a ROM hack called Pokemon Perfect Crystal, which allows you to catch all Pokemon in one game. So I did that. I made a pretty good amount of progress of catching Pokemon, and I just completed the Pokemon League and beat the Pokemon League champion, Lance, a few days ago. And I just completed Pokemon Crystal, and I'm so happy about that. I believe I beat Pokemon Crystal before as a kid, but I remember seeing the ending credits on a Game Boy as a kid, but I think I beat it, but it was very
so long ago.
Yeah, it was a very
Crystal's really good.
Oh yeah. So there's that. I beat those, and that was fantastic. It really scratched an itch for me, and yeah, I don't know. I just love Pokemon again.
Oh yeah, no, that's why you're one of my Pokemon guys. Eventually, I'm gonna do Black and White. I need to do that series, and when I do it, you're one of the people on that list to join automatically. So
thank you so much. I'm very honored.
That's a good one.
It's I've been playing Pokemon on the Switch too. Some of the Pokemon games on Switch, and they're great. I've been playing Scarlet and not Ruby, Scarlet and something. I've been playing that. Violet, thank you. Violet and Scarlet, thank you so much.
I'm I should know this too, and I don't.
I know.
I don't play. I don't play new Pokemon games.
When it's time to record stuff, I suddenly forget everything. So thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing that as well. Not right now, but I played a little bit of Scarlet and Violet on Switch, and I've loved it. I was really impressed with it. The gameplay was so free, and it was really nice. And catching Pokemon was such a cinch, and it's oh yeah, they got this down to a science. Really good stuff.
They should.
I know that current generation of Pokemon has had some criticism against it, and I understand the criticism, but a lot of it doesn't bother me, I guess, as much as it bothers other people, but that's for another podcast. But anyway.
People just get, that's the whole thing. But no, you're playing them the right way. You're using emulation in a way that is perfect. I mean, I think it's fine, but your example is one of those things that I always go to. This is where emulation's able, because you can't have those experiences otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. And some people get so hardcore either about emulation or they get to say this though, some people get hardcore about emulation, but also some people get hardcore about having all of the original consoles and having a CRT and everything, and it just gets a little obnoxious, and it's just no, fuck that shit. I'm just gonna play the game the way I want to play it, and I want to experience it in a certain way, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna try to rain on everyone else's parade. I'm gonna enjoy the game the way I want to enjoy it.
It's nice if you're that person that has the money and wants to have that experience.
Yeah, totally.
But you shouldn't try to make people tell people that's the only way to play it. because
exactly.
you're gonna turn. I mean, I would probably play 5% of the retro. Well, no, 1% of the retro games that I play if I didn't emulate. Like, I just wouldn't touch them.
No, I totally get you.
So I don't like. I know what you mean, but people get really stupid with that. But that's another.
Well,
one game I'm a little behind on. I'm a little disappointed, but I am going to get back onto it though. Is I might have talked about this. Maybe I did in my last appearance on What Have You Been Playing? But I actually started Suikoden for the PlayStation 1. And
Nice.
I had never played any of the games in this series before, and I was also interested in trying out the new game by the devs of the Suikoden games by that studio of Konami, Eiyuden Chronicle.
Eiyuden Chronicles.
Yeah,
Good
thank
game,
you.
by the way.
Yeah,
Suikoden, are you playing emulation or are you playing on PS3?
Emulation. I'm playing through, yeah. But I started playing through Suikoden 1 because I wanted to start from the beginning. And I was actually really shocked at how well aged that game is, especially for an early 32-bit style game. Really good stuff, good graphics, really charming too, really impressive 2D graphics. Soundtrack is really nice. I'm really loving it. I love how many party members you have from the start. You have I think 7 or 8 people, and it's like I feel so powerful. I love it. Like I love an RPG like that. So
it's an amazing game. I do recommend a guide because there's one character's completely you can screw. There's a character. There's a few you can miss. So there's one you can screw up on if you don't pick the exact choice of what you're supposed to say at one point.
Yeah. All right.
So I recommend that. And then also keep your save because when you play, if you play Suikoden 2 on the emulation, like I'm assuming you're going to, you will be able to bring your save with you and do some stuff, some fun stuff with that one.
Oh, that's so cool.
There's a character you can unlock. I won't go into any deep spoiler, but there's stuff that happens by you transferring your save over into Suikoden 2. I don't remember exactly, but if you're gonna play both, there's an incentive also to play the second one.
But I am going to continue through Suikoden, and I'm having a blast with it. I can't wait to play more. Let's see, what else? Is that everything that I wanted to talk about? Oh, I've also been going through a bit of a Doom phase, as in DOOM, the first-person shooter. So a friend of mine, one of my closest friends, she's amazing. We're almost siblings. That's how close we are as friends. Like, we practically refer to each other as, like, brother and sister. Like, oh my god, we're so tight as friends. Anyways, she got me Doom 64 for Christmas on Steam, and I love her for that because I actually grew up with Doom 64. My brother got it for his birthday when we had a Nintendo 64. And I grew up with that game, and I think it's awesome and very atmospheric and very classic spookiness. I love the soundtrack for that game, too. Very haunting. Anyways, I started playing through Doom 1 and 2, the new re-releases on PC, and those are fantastic. And I've been playing Doom 64, and yeah, those games are just, those are still good. Those are still so fast and good and fluid and easy to understand, and just, there's such good pick up and play games.
Right. Mario, what are some other games you've been playing?
Well, actually, before I get there, I actually had a question for Kyle. Like, what hooked you up for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, actually?
I just loved how open worldy the game kind of felt. Like, for Pokemon, I've always wanted, like, a big open world Pokemon experience, and that immediately hooked me.
That's fair.
I'm only asking because I have it, I just couldn't get into it. I was wondering maybe.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
But I also blame your life when you have gremlins running around you.
Yep.
So.
That's true.
How dare you be a parent? God.
It affects so much in good ways, but also it takes away all your time.
Oh no, yeah, no. I mean, saying that even before
it's being a parent, it's a big deal.
Mm.
Oh no, my kids, my 2-year-old loves Pokemon actually.
That's cute.
It's so cute. Like, you share things with your kids. That's amazing.
I've never gotten my son's 17, but I never bought him a Pokemon game or anything yet. I buy him a lot of Mario games, and I'm starting to buy him some other stuff, but I've thought about getting Pokemon. I didn't know he'd like it or not, so I never tried yet. But that's neither here nor there. So what are some other stuff you've been playing?
Well, I actually been trying. I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 actually. Well, for the zombies mode, I mean, it's actually not as bad as everyone's been saying it. Like, it felt a lot like Black Ops 3 zombies, kind of, stuff like that. More round based, but still somewhat kind of like the previous one, Cold War. But that's pretty much it. I mean, like, it felt very almost nostalgic in a way, but revamped in a modern era kind of a way.
Okay.
But not necessarily like how the other ones have been lately. More like it just felt Like it felt like they took the best of the zombies modes from 3 and Cold War and whatever was in the ones that were in between. They just got rid of it and got the best of those two things and just made it somewhat not. I wouldn't say better, but it's in a way like it's easy. It's adaptable because it feels somewhat familiar.
I mean, I haven't played a Call of Duty, a new one, in a long time. But people just talk shit about those just because it's a certain type of crowd that plays them all, I think, like right away. And then, like, some of those people only play Call of Duty, I feel like, too, for gamers. Like, it's just that type of, there's just a style with it. I feel like that's where a lot of that complaining is coming from, too, that you're mentioning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way that I'm playing it is because I have the Xbox Game Pass on my phone, actually, and then I have a PS5 controller, actually Bluetooth to that, and that way I don't actually have to buy an actual console to put to play those games.
Nice. How is it playing a phone?
It's actually not bad because, well, okay. So the reason why I got the Game Pass was because, like, you know what, I bought a backbone for like $70, right? And the phone I have, it says it's supposed to support those kind of that kind of streaming capabilities. So I got a backbone, and it was a ripoff. Don't ever buy one. Don't.
Okay, I've heard mixed things.
But there's another way. There's another way to do that without having to spend $70. If you have like an Xbox controller lying around, or a PS5 controller or a PS4 controller, you can actually Bluetooth it to your phone. And I bought like a $10 stand, like a little clip stand to go to my controller to like hold on to and in place my phone, and it actually plays to me really comfortably.
The screen size is not too bad?
Oh no, it's not. I have the I'm not trying to
Greg?
yeah, no, not brag. But I have the 2024, the Moto G Power
Okay.
for play. So it's a decent size. It's not a big. It's not that big, but it's compact enough to where like it's compact enough, but it's also not like too big. Just to me like the right size if you want to try gaming on your phone.
Nice. All right. I don't do gaming other than Marvel Snap and one other mobile game, but all right. I mean, hey, you're able to experience it the only way you're able to, mate. I'm assuming, kind of. So not
Like I
bad.
said, in total, I put a number to it for the controller and the stand and the Game Pass. It's like $80 total for the first time, and then after that, it's just literally Game Pass. After that, instead of having to pay $300, $400, $500. So
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that completely. All right. Any other games you want to mention?
I finally finished Astro Bot. That's about it, and it pissed me off so much. And then I found out somebody else had already platinumed it, and they didn't tell me because I had said I've been trying to talk about this game for a while too, Phoebe and TV.
I do want to play Astrobot. I haven't picked it up yet because I
It's
never buy anything when it comes out.
I might as well talk about it. It's
Sure, please.
so much fun. Oh my god! I know I don't know when the camera turned on, but oh my god,
It's fine.
it is just damn like it's worth the $70 when if you got the day it came out. It's worth that price because it's very much like nostalgic. The gameplay, it's very much like early 2000s style, like Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, that style,
Yeah.
that platformer but open world type thing. And it's very much just the Astrobot character from the VR, from the PS4 and the PS3 days with the Move, but in his own game. And you're going around saving other little Astrobots that are actually, some of them are mascots from Sony, like Crash Bandicoot and Kratos and Nathan Drake and all those other characters that are from Sony.
It looks damn cool.
Very much
I'm really tempted, but I just can't yet.
It's just so it's so that game that takes you back to your childhood in the best ways and pisses you off in a way that you haven't felt in so long. And you could ask Sierra this next time you guys talk to her because, dude, it pissed her off too. But damn, in the best way. You're like, oh, like you're an adult now, so you don't want to chuck the remote at the freaking TV.
Yeah.
Don't do it. You'll break it, but you want to so bad. It's that kind of game that it is, to the point where even at the end of the game, the end credits of the game, there's a scene that actually made me want to cry because throughout this whole game, you grow attached to the character you're playing. You go attached to the world around you, and when it ends, it ends. It sucks.
I've heard nothing but good things.
I hope they make a
I definitely
second one.
want to play it.
Honestly, like to me, this is a I'm just singing praises about it, but it's a modern day throwback to my childhood, to like, the early 2000s, N64, GameCube, PS1,
Yeah,
that. And it just felt like a love letter to those kids. And it just, again, I hope they make another one because it's worth the price, honestly.
I think from the way that I've been hearing about it, I'm assuming they will because
Like,
everyone's
it's,
been
to
singing
me,
the praise.
if you ever talk about it, this game to me is a shelf.
Someday I might because I do want to play it, but it'll have to be a point when I see it on sale for like $20 or $30. I'll pick it up and then I'll put it on the show. But we'll see when that day comes. But yeah, no, it's definitely on my list of things I want to play. So I do have another game that I want to mention, another stupid mobile game that I'm still playing, called Doomsday Survivor, I think it is, or Survivor something. It's like a city building zombie game, sort of. It's one of the ones with the ads of sexy chicks fighting zombies.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
My son downloaded it at one point on my phone, and I'm like, what the hell is this crap? And then
Oh,
I started. Well, I did not like that. I was like, okay, what? He downloads whatever. I'm like, all right. And I was like, oh, I'll play it a little bit. So when he sees me, he'll have higher level characters and stuff. And then I got into it, and now I play it almost every day. I do play it every day. It's one of my morning activities to get up and go and gather my food and do some little missions. And it's very stupid but fun little game. It has a couple different modes, and I mean, he wants my money. He's like, oh, you could pay it. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I ain't paying nothing. Like, leave me alone. But I play it every day. And I like it. It's fun. Stupid, but it's fun. So that's one of the other games I've been playing. I don't think I have. Let me see if I have anything else I've been. Oh yeah, I do have a couple others I think I wanted to mention for this episode. I also the game that Michael Kobe actually bought for me, Twilight Survivors. It's another like Vampire Survivors game, but better graphics. Essentially, it's not pixel graphics. I mean, I like pixel graphics more, to be honest with you, but it's a different style and it's pretty good game. Unfortunately, I haven't played much of it because Vampire Survivors has been stealing all my time when I do play that type of game, but it is a good game. So, and he was nice enough to buy it for me. And then the other game that I don't know if you're playing this, Kyle or Mario, of Vampire Survivors, Ode to Castlevania. I've been playing it.
I've not tried the Castlevania version, but I picked up Vampire Survivors a little while ago. Holy shit, that game is addicting. Jesus.
Are you a Castlevania fan? I can't remember from our previous conversation.
Dude, I fucking love Castlevania.
Okay, I
want to pick it up, but yeah, just like I only have just the basic Vampire Survivors, and
when you get to it, it is that $5. It is well worth it. There's gotta be like for the amount of like the love letter to Castlevania, all the characters, like pretty much all the characters I think are there. Like even the Castlevania 64 characters are in this game now.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's a deep cut there, and I think you're a fan of that game, right?
Oh, I love Castlevania 64. Okay. I'm like one of the weirdos that likes the Castlevania 64 games.
I haven't played them, unfortunately, but they're on my list to get to someday.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I played them a little bit, but not enough to give them a good shake. But they have all those characters. I mean, it's so damn cool, and the map is gigantic, and all the enemies you fight are classic Castlevania enemies from the games. Like they took the sprites and just shoved them in this game, and it is amazing. It's really damn good. Like
I want to try it. I really do want to try it.
You will enjoy it. I finished the main part of it. Took me about I think 10 hours or so, and now I'm working on because once you essentially beat it, you get credits. Then you get a whole nother set of characters that the game unlocks and more and secrets, and it's pretty like Vampire Survivors is already great and all the DLC is good, but this is by far the best. So highly recommend that Ode to Castlevania for anybody out there. Like Vampire Survivors is fucking addictive. Like that's the most I ever played a game. I think I'm almost at 100 hours in that game.
Oh, holy crap.
Me. I mean, this is over the course of like years. I've had it since I bought my Steam Deck, so over 2 years.
Oh, okay.
But like still, like I don't play. Anyone listen to the show? I don't play games like that. I don't have time. But I can't stop with that one. Like it's my go-to game when I need something to play on my Steam Deck and I'm out and I might not be able to play whatever the current podcast game is on there, or I just want something that has I don't want to care. I just want to accomplish something. I throw that on. So it's my go-to game for that, and that's all that I've been playing. I just have TV and movies. Kyle, do you have any other games to mention?
Yeah, sure. I do. So that's actually another thing I'd like to not so much to talk about, but I'll mention. Yeah, I just started playing Vampire Survivors recently in the past month and a half now. I guess 2.5 months now. And holy shit, that game is so addictive. It's just oh my god, it's just it scratches so many itches, and like watching gameplay, it's like, oh, what the hell, this looks so basic, who cares? But like when you're actually playing it, like it is so satisfying. Oh my god, it's so good. But yeah, Fire Survivors is such a freaking blast. And also I picked up because I was really excited for it because such a mega fan of the original game. In fact, I was on a podcast for it on this very show on Games My Mom Found. I picked up Dead Rising, and I was really excited to try it out because this is Dead Rising completely remade on the RE engine from Capcom. And I was a little worried, like, I wondered how much they'd change, if, like, all of the little fun quirks of Dead Rising would be gone, or, like, what would happen. Actually very pleasantly surprised. A lot of quality of life upgrades from the original game, but, like, in the best ways possible are in this remake. This remaster. Well, I'm sorry, I'm fucking up. It's not. It's a remaster. But like, ironically though, it is actually completely. Yeah, it was 100% completely built from the ground up again for the RE engine. And yeah, I was really impressed with it. The game has a lot of quality of life upgrades. It's really good. I love it a lot, and I've been having such a fun blast with it. Like, God, I love those first two Dead Rising games so freaking much. Oh my god. I really, really, really hope Capcom does the same again for Dead Rising 2. Like, please, Capcom, I want to buy Dead Rising 2 again. And I actually want a good PC port of Dead Rising 2, because, man, that port of Dead Rising 2 for PC right now is garbage. It's awful, and it's unplayable. And if they could just remake it again and do a better PC port, I would easily buy that.
It's a remake, isn't it? The Dead Rising game that came out?
No, it's not. It's a remaster. Like, it's completely, it's built from the ground up. It's rebuilt from the ground up on the, I've said this already twice, but sorry, I'm being redundant, but it's made with the RE engine, Capcom's new RE engine, which is like what they're using to make like Street Fighter 6 and the Resident Evil remakes. So yeah, it's excellent. I love it a lot, and it's honestly worth it. I haven't bought any of the extra DLC, like the costumes, because I'm like, unless this has gameplay changes, I'm not really interested. It's cute. Like, I love all the Capcom references, but it's like, unless there's gameplay differences, I don't care. So
I'm with you 100% in that case.
Yeah.
Like, they're not gonna, like, I don't like buying DLC if there's nothing.
Yeah, unless it actually does something interesting with the gameplay.
I won't do it for cosmetic only.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I've had a blast with Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Really good stuff. It's always a good time to play Dead Rising again. And, like, man, that game is so 2000s. Like, that game is such a George Bush era video game. Holy shit. Like, this is like Iraq war just starting, and, like, the war on terror and all that fucking garbage, and just, oh my god, like, that game is so George Bush era. It's like, it's very much a Japanese developed game, because it is, but, like, it's such a, like, this is Japan looking at America at that time period.
Mm-hmm,
but
you can feel it.
Oh yeah, but it's still a blast though. And I don't know, like, I guess for a lot of other Dead Rising fans, like fanatics like myself, like, they're really offended by this, but, like, I know the voice cast for Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is all new. Like, every character has been recast, and, like, I feel like I guess I should be offended or whatever, but, like, I actually like a lot of the newer performances, to be kind of honest. And, like, I don't know, like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, maybe I'm not understanding the outrage, but I'm just, I don't kind of care. Like, sorry.
People just bitch when games are remade in any shape or form. That's just what it is, I think.
And
I defended Ari.
I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because, like, honestly, I actually find some of the original performances in Dead Rising to be kind of fucking irritating. Like, and, like, no offense to the actor who performs the lines, but, like, I found Frank's original actor kind of annoying. No offense to the actor, but it's just, like, the way some of the lines are read are kind of irritating, where I actually prefer the new performance. Especially, now you can, like, turbo mash, like, whenever you get you rescue someone and they're following you, and you can click on the analog stick and make Frank say, follow me, and hello, follow me, and, like, now you can turbo mash that, so it'll be like, and it's like, that's so good, I love it.
They know what they're doing.
But yeah, that's pretty much all the games I've been playing for the past month and a half now. But yeah, I tried Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, and I thought it was very much worth the money. And this is someone who has to pay for stuff in Canadian dollars, so it's always more expensive.
I remember when I was a kid, I just thought that since stuff was more expensive in Canada, you just made more money. Like that was why it was like that. I know, not the case, but that's what I thought as a kid.
Oh, no, of course, I understand. Of course.
I just remember as a kid just being like, "Oh, I'll buy this player's guide," and it had the Canadian price and the U.S. price. And I'm like, "Why is everything always more expensive in Canada?" All right. Any other games you want to mention?
That's pretty much it. It's pretty much all the video games I've been playing.
Mario, any other games you want to mention?
No, not that I can think of. No.
Okay, then I guess we'll go to movies and TV shows, and I'll start off with not a movie or TV show, but I went to a convention up here like a couple weeks ago. Twin Cities Con up here in Minnesota is a big convention that we've been getting now for 4 years, thankfully. And it keeps coming back. And I go every year. I went on a Saturday like an idiot, and my God, I waited about an hour to get into the convention hall because you had to go through a huge line, and my wife tried to skip line at one point, and the guy had made a comment to her, so we went back to the end of the line. To be fair, we waited in line, 9 people ended up in front of us somehow, and I was like, who cares? Like, we're all just trying to get in the damn building, in the damn room, like, I don't care. But I thought it was funny. I was irritated, but yes, it was a great convention. I went and I met the voice actor for the 2003 Casey Jones Turtles. He played Casey Jones. I think his name was Mark Johnson or Mark something.
Okay.
Nice guy. He signed my Casey Jones Funko Pop and drew a little Casey Jones face on it and write Google on it. I guess he says that in the show. I don't remember anymore. But real nice guy. Then I waited in line for my wife about, I think it was 4 to 5 hours altogether. We waited or might have been more, for 4 different actors and actresses for the Has Been Hotel show, which she's a big fan of now.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And she got to meet 4 of the actors, and one of them was Stephanie Beatrix, who also plays the main character in Encanto, and is also on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. People probably know her from.
Nice. I know her. She rules.
That line was fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
like, Jesus. The amount of people she had that were waiting for her, I was surprised and impressed and upset at this all at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was really nice. Tiff went and she met everybody and got autographs and pictures with 3 of the 4. I also met Timothy Zahn, the author of Heir to the Empire and the creator of Thrawn, and I got him to sign my Thrawn Funko Pop. Real nice guy. I got a picture with him too, and it's funny because for his name badge, it's Timothy Zahn, but he also has like the Imperial name badge, so he has all the different colors underneath it. Like he's an Imperial, so it's pretty funny.
Nice.
But yeah, nice guy. He'd autograph the books for free and stuff. So if you brought one of his books, I had a Funko Pop, so he charged me $10. I'm like, that's nothing. Please sign my Funko. Like I've been waiting years for this, but. It was a great time. We besides waiting in line, we had a great time. We almost went Sunday because Grant Gustin was there. So the Flash from CW.
Oh.
I was so fucking tempted to go, but I'm like, another $100 for tickets, $120 for the autograph at least, and not to mention waiting in line, not to mention parking, and my wife is gonna probably buy stuff. I'm like, I can't do it, but I originally we were going to go on Sunday, but Stephanie Beatrix and someone else were only there on Saturday, so I chose my wife over meeting Grant Gustin, but I was so fucking tempted. It was a great time. Really great convention. A lot of people travel and come to this convention now, so it's pretty damn cool. All right, I just wanted to get that out there. So yeah, just movies and TV. Mario, do you have any movies or TV shows you want to mention? Or we'll start with TV shows.
Oh, God, do I? Tulsa King. Jesus Christ. Great show. The Sylvester Stallone gangster show on Amazon.
I know of it.
Oh, my God, it's good. I didn't even watch it on purpose either. So people have been telling me to watch it. Like my wife's sister, her dad, someone I work with. I don't know. I'm not really a Stallone fan. So then I'm waiting to go back to work. And I put the show on my lunch, and I go, oh no, I'm hooked. And it sucks too because I'm already all caught up, and season 2 just ended.
I know how that goes.
And then I started Mayor of Kingstown, and holy shit, Jeremy Renner is such an underrated actor. So I know he's Ricky. I know he's like A-list actor, but I know he's not like superstar famous actor.
Yeah, he's not as other people that were in Avengers.
But god damn, this show again also hooked me with the first episode, and I'm only in 4th episode now, and Jesus,
I've been really curious about it because of him. The only reason I cared because I do like him as an actor.
Like seriously.
All right. Any other TV shows? Yeah, you're coming through.
Okay. Yeah, my earbuds died.
All right. And Kyle, any shows you want to mention that you've been watching?
Yes, actually, yes, I do. So let's see. For TV shows, I haven't been watching a lot of live action-y TV shows or anything like that, but I have been watching a decent amount of anime, of Japanese animation. And one of the series I just started is a series called Vision of Escaflowne. It is a 90s series. It's kind of a mech show, but it's fantasy. And it starts with this high school girl who's a marathon runner. She's amazing, and she's a really great athlete. And she somehow gets accidentally transported to this alternate planet that's apparently across from the moon and also from Earth. And she gets swept away by this prince who's learning to control this mech. And she and the prince have to learn to get along to try to get across the planet and find a way for her to get back home. And it's a fantastic series. I was really impressed by it. I'm not finished with it yet. I'm a couple episodes in, but I'm really having a ball. It's fantastic. Once again, it's called Vision of Escaflowne. Great series. Really impressed with it. And then moving on, I have been watching a series, an older, actually also from the 90s anime series, that I watched when I was younger, and I wanted to see if it still actually held up or if I'd still like it, called Slayers. It's a comedy fantasy anime. Yes, and yeah, I actually had a lot of fun watching Slayers this time around. The humor actually still holds up. It's still a lot of fun. It's really a lot of it's just kind of Looney Tunes, but in anime form, and also a fantasy setting, but it all just really worked. I like the characters. The writing is actually pretty funny. And the jokes aren't really too redundant or anything. I had a blast watching it. Slayers is a lot of fun, especially for its time. Good Japanese voice acting, good English dub voice acting, really good stuff. Good performances all around.
Yeah, I'm glad it still holds up. I wouldn't have expected that, to be honest with you.
No, I know. I totally get, especially comedy. Like, comedy ages like milk, so it's like, when you find comedy that actually still works, it's like, oh, holy shit, nice. And then, following that up, I actually have seen a couple of movies since my last What You've Been Playing episode. So to start things off, I have watched, as soon as I got back from my vacation, I went and saw Transformers 1 in theaters, and I fucking loved it. I'm actually starting to become a bit of a Transformers fan. I'm still extremely casual, but I already have a favorite. I love my little, I love my little gay UFO Cosmo. I believe that's his name. I think that's the name. Oh my god, I'm probably already forgetting it. I love Transformers 1 was such a great retelling of the origin story for the series. Really accessible for everybody. Great animation. Also, surprisingly for having a celebrity voice cast, the celebrity voice cast actually totally works for this movie. Everyone's really well casted. A lot of great vocal performances, too. Really impressive. Yeah, I had a blast with Transformers 1. And then, as well, I actually watched this movie while I was at the very end of my vacation when I was in Seattle, Washington. I watched a 90s movie from 1992, directed by Cameron Crowe, a movie called Singles. It's about a couple of adults in their 20s in Seattle, Washington, living in an apartment building, and I actually fell in love with it. I was really impressed with the film. I thought it was a lot of fun. Surprisingly funny when it worked, when it was. Also, a good, actually well-aged comedy. I really liked the characters. I actually thought they were all really interesting without being too annoying or anything, and I liked the performances. And I was also really in love with the soundtrack for Singles. Lots of 90s grunge and lots of just really good song choices. I'm a big fan of Paul Westerberg and the Replacements, and I really loved the opening title cue for the movie. With the opening credits, it's set to Paul Westerberg's Dyslexic Heart. Really good song, and it shows some really beautiful footage of Seattle, Washington, and just really impressive cinematography. I loved Singles a lot. I thought it was a very, very charming movie, and I had a total ball with it. And when I got back from my vacation, I watched also oddly enough, from 1992, I watched the movie Juice by Ernest R. Dickerson.
With Tupac, right?
Yes, actually, with Tupac Shakur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really love this movie. I'm already a big fan of Ernest R. Dickerson. I love a lot of his horror movies, really fun movies, and I had never seen Juice, and I was really blown away by this movie, especially for first-time director with this movie. A lot of really, really well just directed shots. Damn good performances. Really damn good performances. I loved the ending. I was really impressed with it. I was also really impressed with, there's actually, in the final act of the movie, there's actually a very blatant reference and shout-out to Halloween by John Carpenter. It's a particular shot of the film, and I was like, oh my god, that's a shout-out to Halloween. That's fucking awesome! And I was in love with the film. Juice is still damn good. Damn good movie. And like I said, I'm a big fan of Ernest R. Dickerson, so yeah, I had a total blast with it. What else have I seen? Let me double check my Letterboxd. I have also... Actually, that's actually mainly about it. I also watched kind of, for a late Halloween situation, I watched the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead, directed by Tom Savini, and I fucking love that movie.
Good movie.
Surprisingly, one of the better remakes out there. Really good stuff. And I also watched Candyman in honor of Tony Todd, who at this time of recording recently passed away, which was very sad for me. I'm a big fan of his as an actor.
Yeah.
And I watched, very much so. I watched the Night of the Living Dead remake and Candyman, and both are still damn great movies. Really, really impressive films for their time and are still really, really damn good. And that's actually pretty much all of the TV and movies I've been watching at the current moment.
Okay. No, Tony Todd was a super nice person, too. My wife actually got to meet him last year at that Twin Cities Con.
That's awesome!
He was super nice. Because she had told him that she had watched Candyman with her father when she was younger, who had passed away, and he even said to her, like, say a prayer for your father. Like, really nice guy. Yeah. It was hard when he died. He was only 69.
Yeah,
Not that old.
Yeah, I know. That's goddamn. That's amazing, though. I'm very jealous of your wife. That's amazing. I'm really happy she got that experience.
Me too.
That's always very special when you meet someone of that sort of situation, and they're just amazing. Like that's wonderful.
I will kick myself for the rest of my life because a couple years ago, or maybe more than a couple, I had the chance to meet Kevin Conroy, and I did it. I'm like, it was like, I think 5 years ago, or I'm like, I already spent a ton of money. Like, I'll see him next time. And there was no next time. It was the same convention that Jason David Frank was at, too. And I didn't meet him either. And I was like, I'll meet him next time. And that next time.
Damn it.
I'm so sorry, Mike. If it makes you feel any better, I had the same situation with Kevin Conroy. He actually came to a local convention of mine, and I didn't go that year. And I'm like, fuck!
Damn it. That changed my thinking now, where I'm like, if there's somebody you want to meet,
I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, that's why we flew to Boston last year. Me and my wife went to a convention in Boston when we were in Minnesota, so decent flight, just to go see Robert Englund, because I'm like, he ain't getting younger, and everyone else is dropping, like, you're meeting him before, because my wife is a huge fan.
Totally.
So we have it signed on a poster, and she had to take a picture of the photo with him.
The biggest fan of the franchise of Nightmare on Elm Street, but like there's still movies in that series that I still like love. Like I do actually love, and Robert Englund is just such a solid actor. Like, oh my god, he's so good.
Yeah. And I have 2 TV shows that I want to mention here. One that I was surprised I watched all 6 seasons of, Formula One Drive to Survive. It's 10 episode seasons. It's essentially a recap of the season. But they interview the drivers, they interview they're not coaches, but they're managers of the teams.
Of course.
And I don't follow sports. I don't give a shit about sports for the most part, but I really like documentaries about sports. And I watched all 6 seasons, and I really, really enjoyed this. Like, it is and I have no interest in F1, no interest in anything racing, but this is actually really damn good. Especially for someone that, if you just want to, like, learn about the sport, I really enjoy it. It's all on Netflix. And then a short one that I mentioned is Rush to Riches. I watched season 6. It's a show I watch every year. The new season comes out now. It's essentially Gotham Garage, which is a car shop in California that makes custom cars, and it's just, they act like they're broke and barely getting by, which I'm sure they're not. But they act like it. That's just kind of what the show is, drama, bullshit. But it's fun. They fix up cars and make them cool stuff, and it's just entertaining. I watch it each season when it comes out now.
That reminds me of my time period of my life where I was like really addicted to Pimp My Ride, because I was just like These car designs are so odd and kind of amazing, and like I would actually totally like some of these cars. Like, sorry, not to diverge, but just really quickly, I remember there's this one guy who was a teacher for kids in special education classes, and so he's a teacher, and one of his favorite pastimes, though, when he's not teaching kids, is he's a huge fan of camping. And so the Pimp My Ride crew, they did this really friggin' cool car, just amazing car, where they turned to this, like, kind of basic kind of a truck, but, like, they made this, like, camper out of a truck, and, like, it's half truck, like, and the trunk side of the truck is, like, a full-blown fucking camper, and it had, like, an amazing bed in it, and, like, a TV, and, like, a video game console, and just, like, oh, that looks amazing! Holy crap! And just, I still remember that exact episode, and just, like, oh, that thing looked amazing.
All I remember with them is, I remember watching one random episode, the guy's like, you like Xbox? We got an Xbox in the car! We got another Xbox in the car! We got more Xboxes in the car! And I'm just like, that's what I remember once in Pimp My Ride. I never
oh my god, that's
watched
amazing.
much of it, but that lives in my head rent-free. So, all right. I do have some movies, but I'll get back to that.
Okay.
Mario, do you have some movies you want to mention?
No, honestly, not this time.
Okay. Or anything else you want to mention? And then I'll go last.
I'm good.
Yeah. So I actually saw 2 movies in theaters this last month. First, I saw Black Phone in theater. They had a special showing for Blumhouse.
Nice.
And I went into that movie. That's my rule of thumb now, is I try to go to a movie completely blind. I don't want to watch any trailers. I don't want to know anything about it. I don't read anything. I just said, Ken, will I like this movie? And he's like, you will like it, and it's not too gory. You'll be okay. And I'm like, all right. And I went in to see it completely blind. My wife had already watched it on some streaming service, but she was excited that it was in theaters for 2 nights only. So we got tickets for the special event, went there. And that movie was great to see in theater, especially when you have no idea what to expect. Like, I didn't know anything about the movie other than Ethan Hawke wears a mask. All I knew.
Yeah.
And that's a really good film. So I was surprised, like, because I'm not a horror guy, but I'm starting to get into psychological horror, and that's kind of what that movie is.
Don't lie. We all know you're into Hellraiser.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm getting there, unfortunately. But I need to do 3 at some point. Probably not. Who knows when that will happen. The other movie I saw in theaters, which I saw last night, was Fifth Element. It's in theaters for 2 nights only, another Fathom event. And I had always told myself, I've seen Fifth Element before. Yeah, I've never seen it before.
No, of course.
I've seen parts of it. You know, like, I think it's just the time, one of those movies that I just would, like, my dad would have it on in the background. I'd walk in, okay, see part of the movie, then walk away. Because I had never seen the entirety of this film before. Like, I was watching, I'd never seen the opening, never seen the ending. All I had seen were parts of the middle. Like, I knew the blue woman singing, I knew that. I knew a little bit of who the monster bad guys were, but very, very little of this movie I'd ever seen before. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed both of them. Fifth Element still holds up.
I know Luc Besson has been getting a lot of rightly deserved flack for being a creep and everything.
Oh, he's a creep.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But, no, like, Fifth Element still has a lot of fucking really fun shit to it. There's some really well-shot and well-performed action sequences. It's still a blast to watch. Like, it's probably his best movie. Like, I was never the biggest fan of Leon the Professional. Like, it's alright, but, like, I don't know. Fifth Element really, like, I think that movie kind of clicks the best out of all his films. Like, I think that one just works the best.
I've only seen a few of his movies now that I'm looking at. Well, okay, I've seen 3 now. I've seen Lucy, and hold on, one reason I saw Lucy.
Oh god, Lucy.
I'm a Scarlett Johansson. If she's in a movie, there's a good chance I'll go see it.
Lucy had such a weird premise. It was just like,
yeah.
What? Excuse
I remember
me?
liking it in theaters when I saw it, but I guess I just realized that was 2014.
Can I also use all of, like, my brain and do stuff like slow down time and whatever? Like, that sounds amazing.
I mean, and I've seen Fifth Element and I've seen Leon the Professional. Leon the Professional, I really do like that movie. That is
of course.
Very good.
Plus, very extremely young Natalie Portman. Like,
yes.
She's like 13 or 12. Oh my god, she
plays that part. Great. I'm also a big fan of Natalie Portman, so that's one of the women that
good actor. Damn
I
good
like
actor.
her movies.
I mean, I know for a lot. Yeah, I've always enjoyed her work. She's a rock solid actress.
And then the one other movie to mention that I watched on Netflix, which I do recommend to people, Women of the Hour with Anna Kendrick.
Ooh!
Anna Kendrick's first direct movie.
I apologize for the clap, but Man, you caught me right off guard with that. I really want to watch that. I've heard
You
that's
should.
like, oh,
It's
I've heard that
based
movie's
on a
like
true story.
Yeah,
So there's a
apparently.
little like, but she does a good job in it.
Mhm.
And she also donated like all the profits she made from the movie to charities.
Yes. Ironically, speaking of actors that we're big fans of, I have always dug the hell out of Anna Kendrick, and
She's awesome.
I really want to check out Women of the Hour. I didn't know what way it was coming out, if it was doing theaters or Netflix, and I think it's like
Netflix
I think
only.
it actually okay, because I thought I saw there was like a bit of a limited time theater run for it. I think I might have missed that, but I'm gonna try to seek it out. I really want to watch that movie.
You should. I think you'll like it. It's a little dark because it's based on serial, but it's it was in theaters a little bit. You are right.
Oh yeah, I want to check it. Just the premise of it sounds like super interesting, and like I know it's kind of it's going off the thing of like, oh, based on a true story, but like the way it looks like it handles the subject matter, I'm like, okay, I wanna. Yeah, I really want to check that out. Yeah, I want to check that out.
It doesn't. I watch a lot of stuff about serial killers, which I did not mention on here because I watch a lot of documentaries too. But like,
of course,
it does a good job with it without being insensitive to the victims.
No, of course, good. I'm glad to hear that.
It doesn't. I mean, it shows a little bit. I mean, they don't even get a guy killed in real life. Like, they're not exactly sure. So, but it touches. Yeah, it's very interesting. So I definitely recommend that movie. And it's short, hour and a half.
I will. Oh, wow, amazing. That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that too. I want to check that out. Thank you so much for reminding me of that, Mike. I appreciate it.
Of course. I'm glad I could. Like, I think you'll have a good time with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also very, very female power movie too, which I like stuff like that. And
glad to hear.
I like any movie that that shows women in charge of their sexuality too, which this movie does do a little bit. I think.
Hell yeah.
Just she's not a victim, like not Anna Kendrick's character at least. And
I very much consider myself a feminist, and I love seeing stuff like that. That's fantastic.
Same. I forget what movie I was watching that came up, and it was really recently. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Creepshow 2.
Oh, okay, right. I will check that out.
So. Yeah, and the last thing I want to say is a question for Mario. So, Mario, we were actually going to record this a couple days ago. We had to change it. So, how was that big fight that you were at? Everybody was watching 60 million people.
Oh, man. The Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. You had to ask.
Of course I was going to ask.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. You know, I'm going to say this again because, again, my camera is on and my expression.
Yeah.
You have a video version of it.
There won't be a video version of it, just to let you know. Only we can see it.
Okay, thank God. Oh, shit.
Don't worry.
Oh, no. Hell no. That was... Oh, it hurt to watch. It really hurt to watch.
For the listeners at home, Mario is face palming like it's going out of style. Like, oh my God.
Oh my... No. Like, I want to get Sierra in here right now to tell you, fuck.
It was that bad, huh?
It's not bad.
I'm sorry, man. Ooh.
Was it scripted, you think?
Maybe rigged, definitely. Scripted, no, because the look on fucking Tyson's face. Oh, God. Oh, you saw the pain. You saw like it felt. Jesus Christ. It hurt.
It was so, Jake Paul is a real boxer. Like, he is?
Yeah. No, he didn't. But the thing is that he didn't destroy Mike Tyson. It was literally just he was just messing with him the whole time.
Oh God!
When Mike hit him, he hit him. But again, when Mike hit him.
Oh,
yeah.
I just heard a lot of people complaining.
However, the previous fight was fucking amazing. The Serrano fight. Oh, damn, that fight was amazing.
That wasn't rigged.
People think, but I don't, because the whole she lost an eyelid. Serrano basically lost an eyelid. Basically, like it cut, and then she goes, "No, I'll be fine." Kept going, and more out, and it was literally flapping. Like you could see like a crevice.
Oh God!
Oh, and I was like,
I hope she's okay eventually.
She kept going. But she's a
badass.
She fucking went all, sorry for the cursing, but Jesus. She went all 10 rounds, nonstop, with that gash opening more and more and more, with Taylor cheating, mind you. And I will say cheating because the headbutting was a thing. and she still lost.
Which I was sad for, because I know
How?
Serrano had lost the previous match against them, and this was a big deal, but...
And I'm not even a boxing fan. I genuinely think boxing is boring, but she's that. Like I'm more of a UFC guy, and even then, that's when I watch it. But damn, she got screwed over big time.
I don't watch any boxing. I watch documentaries, but other than that, I have no interest in any
Does that answer
boxing.
your question?
Yeah, no, that does. I was just curious. I know people were having. I just heard all the people, like, there was some idiot that my mother knew where he posted on Facebook complaining about how Netflix, how he couldn't watch the fight, and of course he had to share a Joe Biden meme too, because he had to make sure everyone knew he was he was an asshole too to go along with it.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm just like, Joe Biden nothing to do with this, guys.
Oh, hang on. I will say one last thing about this. If it's scripted, it's terrible because fuck the brother. He's a dickhead.
They both are.
Yeah, they are.
No. He freaking goes. He says something to Mike, and Mike's just trying to leave, and he goes, "F you, Mike. You fight me, I'll kill you." And
Wow.
oh my god, that man needs to be down.
Logan is an idiot. Logan Paul he's the one that got in a lot of trouble once for, I think he posted a video of someone committing suicide in a forest in Japan.
That forest in Japan. Yeah. Oh god.
You're to be all about that. But at least,
God.
I mean, Jake's an asshole, but at least he fucking shows some kind of respect for Tyson after fucking whatever happened. Whereas,
yeah, I mean, they both made
whereas
money.
Logan's just a fucking, oh yeah.
Like, you know who was in charge of the promotional for this fight?
They're paid to be assholes. That's their whole thing. But
Jake Paul was the one that organized this whole thing. He's the one that owned the company that ran this fight. He made money, and Tyson got like $20 million at least from this whole thing. So not a bad day for.
Honestly, to me, it seems like if it was rigged scripted for him to lose, you could see in his face if that's what it was, he was regretting it because he did.
But I think also when you're 58, like, your body is not.
He was still fast. He was still fast, and he was still strong, but he wasn't Punch-Out Tyson. And I'm sorry to say this too. I highly doubt Tyson will ever listen to this, but I have to say this. Everybody who was here at my house, we all say, "Fucking bite his ear off, please."
Oh my god.
I actually think higher of Jake Paul than I do of Logan Paul, for the record, too. I think they're both. Yeah. I don't think either one are good people, but I think Jake Paul is actually a better person. Logan Paul sounds like an asshole, but then again, a lot of YouTubers are. I think Mr. Beast came out recently and found out that he's a piece of shit.
Oh god.
I think it came out.
I tried his candy bar, and it's so goddamn mediocre. Like,
but yeah, it's not worth it. I liked it when I bought it on clearance for less than $1. Then I was really happy with it. It was expiring at Menards. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like 89 cents. I'll try this candy bar. I'm like, oh, this is good. But then I paid like $3 for it. I'm like, I'll just have a Hershey's. But I thought he's turned out to be a pretty shitty person too. So
hooray!
Yeah, I just had to bring up the fight, Mario, because I knew you were watching it.
But I mean, damn, no, I'm not gonna keep going. God, I want to, but no.
No, it's fine. I mean, hey, good for them. They did it. Tyson got a nice payday. So, you know what? Like, hey, he got paid and he became more relevant for the first time in a long time, I feel. So,
I want to say hats to
And, I mean, there'll be other stuff with Jake Paul, unfortunately. But, yeah, I think any last things you guys want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, sure. I've actually been reading a few books recently, and I might have talked about this one book I've been reading a little while ago, but it's taken me a while to get through it, because, like, reading it, I felt like it was just a little too dense and a little too long-winded for its own good. But, so I actually switched over to to listening to it as an audiobook. So I've been reading and listening to, to start off, I've been listening to the audiobook for American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. So I'm a extremely huge fan of the film American Psycho, directed by Mary Herron, and I believe written by Mary Herron and Guinevere Turner. I think American Psycho, the film, is a feminist masterpiece and is just excellent. Really solid, just very fucking weird performances by a lot of the cast, especially Christian Bale. Which, by the way, dude hit his British accent perfectly in American Psycho. Like, my god, his American accent is just so odd, but like, the guy nailed it. But yeah, I'm a very big fan of the film, and like I said, I think it's a feminist masterpiece of like it's such a brutal critique of like toxic masculinity and just the hollowness of rich, affluent people. It's so holy shit. It's so biting. But yeah, I've been reading the original novel. I've been listening to it through the audiobook, and I really enjoy it. Reading it as a book, it was a little, like I said, just a little too long-winded. But as a audiobook, it actually works a lot better for me. It's also quite a bit gorier than the film, which is oddly enough. The book is extremely gruesome. There is some very gnarly deaths in the book. I can't go into what happens in some of the deaths because like describing them is like, oh no way. That's
I get that.
Oh, so I won't. And the other book I've been reading is actually the end of a trilogy of a series of books that I fell deeply in love with. The third book I'm reading of the trilogy is called Final Slaughter, and it's written by Sergio Gomez. It's a part of a trilogy of books called the Slaughter series. So it starts off with Camp Slaughter. The second book is Halloween Slaughter. And the third book that I'm currently on is Final Slaughter. Really well-made series of books. Very likable characters that you actually root for. The killer is so despicable and interesting as a killer. And yeah, like lots of characters to root for. You actually feel sad for when like some of the characters die, because that does happen. It's a slasher series. Yeah, I'm really in love with it, and I can't wait to see how the third book in the trilogy ends. I really like Sergio Gomez as a writer, and I want to read some of his other stuff he's done. In fact, I have a Christmas horror book that he wrote. I'm saving that for Christmas in December. But yeah, those are the two books I've been reading and listening to at the moment.
Okay. I think that's everything then for us.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
All right. If you enjoyed this episode, you can find all our work that we do on Podbean. We do one of these What Are You Playing every single month. And all of them will be in the show notes. So if you want to hear what we've been up to for the last, I think over 4 years I've been doing these now, or 3 years, something like that. You can, all the content is there. Definitely go check out our giant catalog. If you do want to support the show, we have a Patreon. For Little Dog, you can vote in our Patreon poll. We have 1 to 2 every month. So do that and support the show, and you get to affect the show, because you get to vote what will be on the show. And some of the stuff that goes in there, if it doesn't win, it never comes back. So go do that. We also have a Discord. Please join our Discord if you want to be on the show, if you want to chat with us. You want to suggest things that I will get to someday, please join the Discord. You see a link in the show notes of this episode and every episode at this point. So I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Fury. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. Definitely go check her out. And check out Bill Tucker at A Gamer Looks at 40. Talking Final Fantasy's off until January, but he has plenty of episodes. Go check out his show and support him. Great guy. Good friend of mine. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky. And I just realized I completely forgot. Mario, where can people find you at?
You guys can find me on Facebook at Bias Gaming Media and Cosplay, or on Spotify under Bias Gaming. Oh, and on Games My Mom Found's Discord as well.
And Kyle.
Well, you can find me on my podcast under the Unidentified Flying Obsession Podcast, or the UFO Podcast. Once again, it's the Unidentified Flying Obsession Podcast. You can also find me on Blue Sky at ChibiUFO, ChibiUFO.bsky.social. You can find me there. You can also find me posting about random pictures on Instagram under at ChibiUFO as well.
All right. I can't believe I forgot to ask you guys. Right? I'm like, wait a sec. Oh,
it happens.
Hundreds
it happens.
All right. I think that's everything that we need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Have a good one.